Good morning. Welcome to the Oswestry Campus Virtual Open event. In this session, we are going to be looking at the Public Services, Sport and the TNS Football Scholarship courses available at the Oswestry campus. We've just got some videos to show you where the tutors are going to explain a little bit about each course, and then following on from that, we will then have the tutors available for a live question and answer. So sit back, enjoy the videos, and get your questions ready.
Hello, my name is Carl Morris and I'm Head of North Shropshire College. I would like to welcome you to our Oswestry Campus Virtual Open event. I thought I would start by explaining why you should consider Oswestry for your post-16 education. We offer a wide range of general and career-specific courses ranging from sport, health and social care, early years, business, catering, plumbing, electrical, travel and tourism, hair and beauty, to name a few. Our teachers are available throughout the virtual open event to explain the details of each course. In most cases, we offer different levels of courses ranging from level 1, level 2 and level 3, and access to higher education. Virtually all of our students progress onto positive career paths, whether that is university, a job or an apprenticeship. Our timetable is very different to other colleges. The vast majority of our students come into college for 3 days per week. During this time, they work very hard, but they have freedom for part-time jobs, work experience on the other 2 days. This also reduces their travel time into college. We have excellent facilities for all our courses, with specialist workshops and practical areas where needed. If you are interested in a career in football, whether playing or coaching, please look into our Football Scholarship programme run in conjunction with TNS Football Club, the Welsh Premier League champions. If you have any questions, please take the opportunity to speak to teachers during this event. Staff will be available to discuss transport and finance queries as well. If you have not done so already, it is not too late to apply for next year. This can be done by filling in an application form found on our website. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy this event.
Hello, I'm Mark and I'm the tutor for Uniform Public Services at our Oswestry campus. This course runs over 2 years and is equivalent to 3 A-levels. All assessment is assignment based and as a result there are no examinations for this course. It provides an excellent progression pathway into future careers in any areas of the public services. So for example, armed forces, be it the Navy, the RAF or the Army. And in terms of blue light services, that could be the police, ambulance or fire service. Equally, if you decide that you're not quite sure what your future may hold, it's a really enjoyable and exciting course which can provide you with a qualification to go on to study any range of qualifications at university. For example, one of our previous students finished the UPS course and decided to go on to university to study architecture. What I like about the course is the breadth and depth of different units which are covered. This means that every day is different and maintains interest and enthusiasm. So for example, on any given day you might start on your first lesson looking at communications and technology. You might then move on to a session on fitness testing and training. Later in the day you might discuss the issues that relate to discipline and conformity, and you might finish the day by looking at the potential impact of crime on society. The nature of the course and also our close links to Oswestry Leisure Centre mean that we can supplement the classroom-based activities with practical experiences as well. This again adds further variety to the day, makes it enjoyable and also reinforces all the learning that takes place. We also have regular guest speakers from various areas of the public services that come in to support our work and to give further information and knowledge about future career paths. In terms of trips, we run a number of trips and within this we do a 1 week's residential with the Outboard Bounds Trust, and this is based at Abu Dhabi. If you come to study with us, you'll find us a very committed and supportive staff with the aim of helping you to both enjoy the course and to reach your full potential and then to move and progress on from us into a rewarding career. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Welcome to North Shropshire College. My name is Paul Clark and I am one of the sport and public service teachers here at the college. I want to talk to you about one of our popular sports courses. The qualification is Level 2 OCR Cambridge Technical Diploma in Sport. The duration of the course is 1 year long. The course content throughout that year will involve you studying 7 units. These would be sports nutrition, sports psychology, anatomy and physiology, planning and leading sports events, practical team sport, fitness testing and training, and sports injuries. Each unit will be assessed via coursework and there are no exams. The entry requirements for the course. To apply for the course, you need to have 4 3s at GCSE or D's equivalent at GCSE. The progression pathway. Once completing the course at grade merit or above, you will be able to apply to one of our level 3 courses at the college, or you could seek employment in the sport and leisure industry. To apply for this course, simply go to the North Shropshire College website and click on Apply for Course. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Marie. I'm a lecturer at sport in North Shropshire College in our Oswestry campus. I'm here to tell you about a new qualification we've got starting in September. It's very exciting. It's a sports coaching and development level 3 qualification. So that means it is equivalent of A-level standard. So if you get the full qualification at level 3, it will be equivalent of 3 A-levels. It is a 2-year course, and you will be in college mostly 3 days a week over those either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Your assessments will be done either practically, so a lot of it will be coaching based because of the course, or they will be written assessments and they will be judged on a pass, merit or distinction grading. In the first year we will be doing units on careers in sport and leisure, health and well-being, developing coaching skills, sports development, and a unit in self-employment in sport. Going on to year 2, there will be applied coaching skills, so building on those skills that we learnt in year 1, a research project, practical team sports, so looking more at our own practical sport for that, and 3 more additional units which we will be deciding on as their optional units. The entry requirements for this course is 4 grade 4s or above, which is equivalent to C at GCSE level, including at least 1 from Maths and English. Where would you go next with this course? It will be, you will be qualified to go on to be an assistant or a main coach in a multi-skills environment. So you could get employment from that, or you could go on to university to do sports coaching, sports management or PE teaching, which is what a lot of our students do. If you need any more information, you can contact us through North Shropshire College website. Okay, there is an information page on there and some contact details. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
I'm Rob Johnson.
I'm Lewis Dutton.
I'm Owen Jones.
I'm Harry Bauer.
So we've all chose to do sport, which is the TNS sport. We started off at level 3 and it's a 2-year course. We all chose to do this course really because it has the football side of things as well. So you do sport in the morning and part of the afternoon, and then you go and do football in the afternoon as well. So yeah.
We have a good laugh, don't we?
Yeah.
We do have a good laugh.
It's fun. It is
It's
fun,
not.
yeah.
It's not all serious and dead. Get your work and stuff. Obviously, you need to get your work done, but we like make the most of it. It's a good laugh. We don't. It's not too serious. Everyone gets along with each other. We get along with the teachers well. Everyone. It's not that bad of a course to do really. It's quite nice and you can get it done in plenty of time. And quite enjoy it.
So I chose to study at North Shropshire College because I'm a local lad, so the college is quite near to where I live. I also chose it obviously to do with the football side of things as well, because I think it suits me to do the BTEC rather than do A-levels, because I struggled with the exam type of thing in GCSE level, and North Shropshire College is one of the colleges which came out to me as well. So many other colleges around my area quite quiet, whereas North Shropshire College came out to me, asking me loads of questions, giving me phone calls, So yeah, definitely one of the colleges I went for, yeah. The atmosphere is really good every day. You know, it's a new day as such. So the teachers, the staff, the canteen staff as well. You know, the little things like the canteen staff where they speak to you every day. They treat you as the kids really at North Shropshire College, because it's such a small college as such. You get the homely feeling. I definitely think you get the homely feeling. Whereas places around this area of Oswestry, it's a bigger college, so definitely it's a bit like you meet new people every day. Whereas North Shropshire College, you see everyone you know and you speak to everyone you know, and it's just a great to be around with. The environment's brilliant. Yeah.
Naturally, we'd prefer to obviously have most of the students to be locally based. So of course, you've got the Oswestry catchment area here. Some of those students would come from our under 16 academy group. We've obviously looked at bus routes, so you can look at places like Welshpool in mid Wales, Shrewsbury across this way, Wrexham. So that's a very much in our catchment area. Depending on the student and where they're from, we do have players that come from North Wales, and we've also had people that have come here on trial that have been released by other professional football clubs in England. So again, that's an option for them. So the catchment is huge, and I know that having spoken to the college, we're only looking to develop that programme and increase the numbers. No, as I say, I think it's really important to emphasise that yes, we'd like to promote it as a football course, and it certainly is that, and the natural aim is for those players to become a professional footballer at the end of it. We're also very realistic to suggest that if we have 30 players on the course, not all 30 players will get a contract, and for us it's vitally important, and I think it's vitally important for the college to understand what pathways that we can provide for those individuals. As I say, from a coaching route, it may not even be at the football club. It may be a way, for example, that there are players that can go to scholarships to America, or it may be that they decide that they want to go into a different area. It may be they decide to become a teacher, and I think for us it's providing that all-rounded experience. Obviously, with football being the core focus, and education being a big focus, obviously from the college perspective, and we dovetail, we work hand in hand to ensure that both experiences are of a top class nature, and that when they do leave us, potentially in 2 years' time, they'll speak positively about the programme, and it'd be something that they'd recommend to others, and it may be that they get some form of employment from the virtue that they've been on this course.
Okay, so hopefully that has helped answer a few of the questions you may have had about the various public services and sports-based courses at Oswestry campus. Now we've got some questions coming through. We've got the tutors on hand to answer these questions for you. So if I start with public services, so Mark, if I pop you live. Okay, so got a couple of questions coming through. First one, someone's asked, do you need to be very fit to come onto the public services course? Oh, sorry, Mark, we just can't quite hear you. Victor, you just need to unmute your mic. There we go.
Yeah, no, it's not a prerequisite to be really fit to be on the course. We try and make it fairly active, but equally we make sure that it's for people of all fitness levels. Obviously, bearing that in mind, if you do go on into a career in public services, you'd need to reach their minimum fitness requirements, and we do discuss those on the course. But certainly, if you're someone there who thinks you need to be super fit and is put off by potentially not being, that's really not a problem, not something to worry about at all.
Okay, brilliant. And is the course only for if you want to go into the military or one of the blue light services?
No, one of the things I really like about the course, it's got a really good broad variety of subjects that it covers. So obviously, if that is your choice to go into military or blue light, it will certainly be a good pathway for that. But equally, it's a really interesting 2-year course to cover anyway. I think if you're someone who enjoys practical aspects as well as being in the classroom, it gives you a flavour of lots of different potential disciplines. Those elements that are a little bit like sport and PE. There are elements which are a bit like sociology or psychology. So it can be a good course if you're not quite sure where your future career lies. It gives you a little flavour and a little taste of lots of different areas. And obviously, to finish off with that answer as well, it's got that 3A level equivalent. So you could decide to do the 2-year course on public services and then go and study something entirely different. I can think of one student in particular who went off to study architecture on the back of his public services course. So it's very broad.
Okay, great stuff. That's answered one of the questions that's come through. Someone's asked, is the course all classroom based, or how much time do you spend out of the classroom?
We try and obviously the classroom is where we would complete most of our assignments. Some of them are practically assessed, but the majority are in the classroom. But what we do try and do is support that classroom learning by applying that practically as well. So obviously some of the courses will be at the Leisure Centre at Oswestry, doing some practically based work. I'm thinking particularly of the fitness testing and training unit. Also a unit I do on discipline, where we'll go and practically experience some discipline exercises and drills. And there is some crossover as well with the sports course. So some of our units, for example, practical team sport, we'll obviously look at the theory side of that, but we'll go and actually engage in some practical sport as well. So I would say, to give you a flavour, most days there'll be time spent in the classroom, but I would say any given day when you're in the college, you'll also find yourself experiencing some practical activity as well.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. I'm just looking down the list to see if there's any other public service ones. Someone's asked, what equipment will I need to buy for the public services course, if any?
So when you come to us in September, there's a kit list, which I'm modelling some of at the moment. So there's a minimum kit list, and obviously that helps with the practical elements. Also, if we're out in the community, there's one unit which is volunteering. So it's good to have a corporate college image for that particular unit. So there's a sports kit to buy. We do an outdoor ed week later in the year, but generally the equipment's supplied for that. You might want your own walking boots, you might want your own rucksack by that stage, but that's certainly not a necessity. So in terms of expenses for additional equipment, other than that kit, it's really not too much, to be honest.
Okay, brilliant. You mentioned the outdoor ed trip. Someone's asked what trips are involved. Is that the only trip, or is there other bits and pieces?
No, we try and supplement that. So that's a key trip. That would have happened around March, April time this year. That's where we would aim to do it next year. That's a week away at Abu Dhabi with the outdoor bounds. Outside of that, obviously, we try and do one-off events. So we may, for example, go and visit a court to have a look at how the law works in terms of our government unit. Most of our other trips out would be for the day as opposed to residential trips. It's something we're certainly keen to do more of on the course. I think it would be fair to say, wherever we get the opportunity. And obviously, as well as a student at the college, all of our other enrichment activities, our Wednesday afternoon sport, etc., would become available to UPS students as well.
Okay, brilliant. One last public service question. Someone's asked, are there more boys than girls on the course?
It's a good question. We tend to have, there are generally more boys than girls, but the girls are a significant minority, shall I say. So if there's say 18 on the course, I'd estimate there'd be probably 5 or 6 girls, depending on the year. What I would also say, quite genuinely, is that the students we get on the UPS course, whether they're boys or girls, tend to be really well-focused, well-dedicated students. So it makes for a really good learning environment for all the students. And I think the reason for that is that a lot of the students on the course have already got a clear idea of where their future pathway lies. So they're very dedicated, they understand, the value of the course, and they can see where it's leading to for them. And that does mean, in my experience, that UPS courses have got a really good learning environment for all the students. And what I've also found is that all the students tend to gel really well on the course. And obviously that's important. I mean, we do elements of teamwork and team building on the course, but looking at potential future careers, that ability to work as a team and to work with other individuals is really important. So I would say if you were, a girl thinking of coming on the course, you're not going to be the only girl on the course by any means. And it will be a group of students, regardless whether boys or girls, that will be a nice group to work with.
Okay, brilliant. Sorry, one more question. Someone's asked, can I still join the public services course if I don't get my English and Maths GCSE?
I think the college policy at the moment is you need your English or Maths for any courses at the college. Obviously, we're always able to kind of negotiate individually, particularly in the current climate, and obviously what's happened in terms of exam qualifications. So for that individual, I would say certainly don't kind of rule out having further dialogue with us and discussions. As a college and as a department, we're always, keen to support individual students as much as we possibly can. So I believe the college policy is to have English or Maths, but I would certainly encourage them to pursue getting in touch with us, because, as I say, we try and be bespoke as much as possible and try and support individual students. It may well be that they've got other qualities which kind of compensate for that and allow us to find them a place on the course.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Paul, on to you next then. Some sport questions.
Hi.
Okay, so someone's asked, how much practical is there on sport?
Okay, so if you enroll on one of the sport courses, we try and offer about 40% of the timetable as practical. So if I said 60% would be classroom based and 40% would be practical. The practical will involve the students going into Oswestry Leisure Centre and using the facility there, which is a great facility. It's a dual use site, so we'll be mixed in with the public. There's opportunities there to work with the public and also lead tournaments for the public. They'll also be using our outdoor multi-use games area and our grass pitches. And we try and embed practical into our theory as much as we can, but there'll be at least almost half the course will be practical.
Okay, great. And in terms of that practical, someone's asked, is it a wide variety of sports?
Yes. You'll have the opportunity to do lots of different sports. We are very football based, but because of that, we see the importance in introducing other sports as much as possible. So there are a couple of units that we do called practical team sport and practical individual sport, in which we try and encourage sports that they're not familiar with. So we do things like badminton, and we do short tennis and tennis. We've even done fencing for individual sports. For team sports, we do basketball. We've done hockey, we've done a little bit of tag rugby, and so there's not just football. We do encourage lots and lots of different sports. In the summer, obviously we offer more outdoor stuff like cricket and things like that. Okay,
brilliant. So someone's asked, do I have to be any good at sports to join the course?
No. Your sporting ability and your fitness is not a prerequisite at all. As long as you have a desire to be involved in fitness and a desire to be involved in sport, your fitness and your sporting ability is not assessed at all. Your fitness and sporting ability will improve on the course, but it's not assessed, and it's more of a course where you will be teaching how to get fit, and you'll be learning how to become a coach rather than actually sort of being good yourself. That will develop naturally, but it's not a prerequisite at all.
Okay, brilliant. So someone's asked, what degrees could you study with sport? I suppose the further context of that is, what progression could you do after doing it?
There's a number of pathways that you can do. Once you've done the level 2 sport, you're obviously, if you pass that with a merit, you'll be allowed to go on to do the level 3 sport. And then once you've completed the 2-year level 3 sport, you'll then have opportunity to go on to HE programs. The beauty of finishing a level 3 qualification is that you are able to go into higher education. So if you decide to change from sport to go into another field, you can do that because you've been awarded a level 3 qualification. An example of one person that Mark knows very well, a boy from Uniform Services, he went into architecture. He had a passion for architecture in his spare time, and now he's doing a degree in architecture, and he did public services. We have the same with sports students. Once they finish, they want to work with people, so they're going to do a degree in caring. So
once you've got your level 3 and you achieve a good grade in that, you will then be able to go on to any HE course of your desire. Specifically for us, we'd be looking at sports science, sports coaching, sports development, PE teachers, sports physio. That's quite popular at the moment. And then within that, you can then go into sports psychology, or you can become a nutrition specialist, or you like my field, which was anatomy and physiology and conditioning. And so there's lots of opportunities, and we'll obviously provide that link and that pathway when the time comes towards the end of the level 3 course. Myself and Mark are both UCAS advisors and mentors to help with that process.
Okay, brilliant. Someone's asked, do you get to visit live sporting events as part of the course?
Yeah, hopefully get a chance to talk to Neil in a second. We're very fortunate. We've got a Man City football coach who works as a tutor and a coach at the college, and because of that, we have regular trips to the Etihad Stadium. We have regular trips to the academy, which I'm sure we might want to talk about in a second. So there's opportunities to go to football matches, lots of football matches. We go to other live events. Well, sometimes we're invited to support live events, such as cross-country running events where we're asked to be stewards, or school games events where we're asked to help as volunteers and coaches and things like that. So there is opportunities for days out, which involve you sort of watching different sports events.
Okay, great. And then one final one for you. Someone's asked, is there any exams within the sports courses?
One of the biggest attributes to our course that I can see is we have carefully considered the programme for the students that we get at the college, and at the moment we've decided that there are no exams. So we've got a new specification. At the end of the qualification, the students will be qualified coaches, so they will be actually ready to. You don't need to do any other qualifications. They are ready to coach straight away. And so sorry, David, what was the question again?
It's just whether there was any exams.
Yeah, and so it's very, very based on coursework and things like that, and it's internally assessed. And I'm getting there. There are no exams. Okay, so there's no exams. So if that's the type of thing that you like, then you're submitting coursework every sort of 4 to 5, 6 weeks, and we build a portfolio. That's what you're assessed on. And at the moment, that there are no exams, and the students really, really enjoy that.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, Paul. Right then, on to TNS and Neil. I'll just bring you onto the screen. So Neil, we've got a couple of questions for you. Just don't forget to unmute yourself. Someone's asked, how often do they train/play matches on the TNS scholarship?
Okay, so they train 3 times a week, which is, if as follows for next year, is Monday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon and a Friday afternoon. They take part in 2 college teams through the TNS programme that play every Wednesday afternoon. And then they've also got their Sunday under-19s league as well. And they're training, and usually 9 times out of 10 they have a Thursday off college, which is classed as a recovery day.
Okay, brilliant. Plenty of football then. Someone's asked, is all transport to and from training included?
Yes, it is. So they get transported straight from college via a TNS driver. It comes in, uses the minibus, buses them straight back down to Parkhall, the venue. They take part in training. They can leave the venue, but obviously if they need to come back to college, the bus is there as well. Okay, brilliant. And in terms of fees, what sort of the costs involved on this? Costs involved are, I believe, £475 for next year. That obviously includes all your coaching fees, covers transport fees, you get all your kit for that as well, and it covers a wide variety really of the facilities you have available down at the venue. Okay. Someone's asked, what teams have your students gone on to play for after the course? Well, for example, probably one of the most notable ones is Scott Quigley, who's now just achieved Player of the Year in the National Conference for Barrow. I believe it's Barrow, if I'm correct. So he's gone on to them. We've got some that are now playing in the Welsh Premier. We've got others that are playing sort of non-league. I know a number of players that have gone on to earn half decent amount of money playing part-time football alongside their jobs.
Okay, brilliant. And those that haven't gone down the route of playing for a team, what have they tended to go on to do instead?
Well, it's probably a good time for me to probably talk about my experience, because I was the very first TNS scholarship that started sort of 16, 17 years ago. So here I am as a teacher, and working with the college, linking in with the club as well, etc. But we've got people that have gone on to sports coaching. We've got people that have gone on to, one's now a sports scientist at Salford City. We've got one that's running a gym, one of the gyms in town that sometimes we link in with as well for PT in it especially. We've got some that have gone into variety. So we've got one that's even in car sales, because he used his skills that he learned becoming personable and speaking to people. So he took that into, and now he's the main managing director of Furrows in Oswestry. So yes, we've got a wide variety. The biggest skill it gives you is you get to meet a lot of different people through the world of football. Like I say, Paul touched base on it. I also work with Manchester City, helping their academy. So that's where I've sort of gone on to. But I got that really through people I met through the scholarship. So it's almost one of them that you just don't know who you're going to meet and when you're going to come across them again. So, but yeah, a lot of people have gone on to successful careers through the program.
Great stuff. Thank you. One last question we've had come through from Stuart. He's asked, can you provide details of the education side of the course for the Level 3 TNS Scholarship?
Yeah, so they take part in the Level 3 sport that Paul just touched base on, which is a new course. We've got a new specification that's coming through, and we're planning ahead now for next year. Through that, they become qualified sports coaches. So that's taken, now they do that on a Monday morning, Tuesday morning and a Friday morning. Fingers crossed, we're just waiting for clarification. Obviously it's tough times to confirm everything at the moment, but we're just waiting for clarification that that's going to be the timetable for them. So they'll be in 3 mornings doing the coursework and then the 3 afternoons training. From that, like I said, they become qualified sports coaches. Through that, they can gain the experience of going into the club as well and helping with the academy coaching.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Neil. I think that's all the questions we've had come through now answered. So we'll probably wrap things up there as we've just gone over the time slightly. So thank you everyone for the questions that you've sent in. So this session is recorded, so we'll be putting this up on the YouTube channel very shortly to allow you to watch it again. If you're watching that recording now and think, oh, they haven't asked the question that I wanted to be asked, you can message us through the college website, contact us through social media channels, and we can direct your queries to the relevant tutor. But for now, thank you for watching, and please feel free to take part in the other events later on today. Thank you.